Let me get this straight. You blew up a building.
2 CIs and the CEO of 22andU.
2 competing federal agencies with the same mission.
I don't understand why those Fed a-holes are so darn mean.
To protect the public from the scourge of dangerous misinformation.
You know those bum idiots. This is all them. We had a solid case.
The word entrapment, not even in their vocabulary.
The explosives we provided were fake.
Sworn to a duty to always tell the truth.
We have no indication at this time that this was a deliberate act.
We're all being transferred.
To where?
The only place currently with openings. Alaska.
Good morning.
Welcome to the office, huh?
And we got the retro feel. You know, the funny about federal buildings, they're all different, but they're still somehow all the same.
Oh, good morning, Agent Walker. At the coffee station. We actually drew straws before he got here, and I won, so we get to work together.
Let's get started. Let's see if we can't stir something up.
Let's give it a minute. I like to warm up my truth muscles a little coffee beforehand.
Well, what do you want to do first?
What do we have for a surveillance van?
Oh, wow. I got a Ford Explorer. We don't have a surveillance van.
Do you put many cases here?
Cases?
Yeah, cases. We're the tip of the spear when it comes to protecting American democracy.
You really believe this? You really believe that people posting crap online is going to cause our country to crumble?
I think the work that we do is important.
We don't have a surveillance van.
Me and some people got one. We've never needed one.
We need a surveillance van. We need a big case or a CI who can lead us to a big case.
What do you need the van for?
Surveillance.
CIs, or confidential informants, are the lifeblood of any good law enforcement agency. Public posts on social media are one of the best ways to find CIs. Agents would never use coercion or take things out of context to try and persuade someone to become a confidential informant.
The new Taylor Swift single is absolute fire. I'm just seeing a lot of incendiary and violent language here.
Agents always need to be on their toes and ready to make snap decisions.
Is there anything I can do for you guys? Actually, David, there is something you can do for us.
Chicky nuggies.
Chicky nuggies.
What?
Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger. McDonald's cheeseburger.
Burger King.
Burger King cheeseburger.
Flame broiled.
And chicken nuggets.
Oh, baby, know you're gonna like it. I wanna be your beaver pilot. Said, honey, know you're gonna like it. I wanna be.
Awesome, right?
Is this a loner?
This thing's totally legit.
What is this? It's got windows!
Yeah, let's go. Hopefully you can hear me. Oh, that sounds like my mic's cracking a little bit. Look at that. Listen to that. I'm going to have to figure that out. Oh, man. It is crackling a little bit. Why is my microphone crackling now? I was saying, Mike, your microphone's cracking. Now my microphone's cracking. Let me turn off this compressor and see if that does. It's always something around these places here. Always something around this place, man, I tell you. With the stupid crackling microphone. See, maybe I'll change that. See if that changes it. Nope, that didn't do it. No, yesterday his microphone was crackling. So yeah, his microphone was crackling, and now my microphone's crackling. I can hear it in while I'm listening to myself. Ay, ay, ay. I don't know. I guess we'll turn off this too. Let's turn off all of our effects. And see if that fixes it. Does that fix it? Am I crackling still? Crackle. I think I'm loading these mics up and they're going back to Best Buy. I tried to get new mics. I'm going to have to switch again. It's just one thing after another. Today was something else. You are correct. It was something else. Today was something else. Man, that dude on the stand today was on benzos. That's Benzo Bukhenik. That's what I'm calling him. Benzo Bukhenik, because that's all he was. That was ridiculous. Like that dude had to have been medicated. There is nothing else, nothing in my mind that says that guy was not medicated. He had to have been medicated. There's no other way to describe what was going on there. So we had Sergeant Yuri Bukhenik. I'm not going to say his nickname. I mean, it's not like we're monetized or anything, so I could lose my monetization. But oh yeah, on my background, I changed backgrounds today too, as you can see. I thought this was an appropriate background. This is actually a picture from this morning from Jessica Mercado. I think that's how you say her last name. She took this morning, and I looked at it, and I'm like, wow, that's a cool picture, because you got the jury box. And here, I'll bring it up, and you can see the actual picture here. Share screen. Bam. So this is the actual picture here from this morning. And you can see the jury box. You can see the couple of the camera guy in there. Let's see if I go full screen, will that? Maybe not. So you got the camera guy, you got the jury box, which is interesting. The two right in front, you can see the prosecution, the defense table, and then the gallery. And you kind of get a sense too of how freaking small that place is. Oh my God. Place is way, way tiny. And I mean, we knew it was small, but man, when you see this, and I guess it gets super hot in there, and then underneath the press box, there is like there's an air conditioner that kicks on. So that's it's kind of fun. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do this from my background today and see what that's like. And we'll see what happens. So, all right. So we've got Yuri. Man, that mic is crackling bad, isn't it? Gosh darn it. Why are you crackling like that? Why is it doing this? Why? Why can't microphones just work? All right. Yeah, that sounds bad. It just sounds horrible. I don't like it. All right, let's try voice focus. Let's see if that fixes it. We turn voice focus on. Nope. Crackling like a crackle. Oh, is that better? Is that better? Hello? Crackling still? I guess it's not as crackly, huh? Still crackling like. Turn the gate off on that. See if that. And yeah, I'm done with these microphones, I guess. It's a bummer because I mean, they're nice, they're small. But if all of them are going to crackle like this and just be stupid, so yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm bummed, man. I thought I had found it. And you know what's funny is since this is Corsair is the main company that is Elgato, and they make really good lights. And I actually bought some of their stock for too much, and now it's lost a bunch of money. And a tiny bit. I have a tiny bit of their stock, but I'm like, you know what? I believe in this company. I'm like, I believe in this company. I'm going to try, get some of their stock, see what happens. And this is how they treat me. This is how I do. This is how they do me. They make crackling ass microphones. Sounds like popcorn crackling. Jimmy cracked corn, and I don't care. Well, I do care because my mic's crackling. Let's see. Yeah, it just makes no sense. Makes no sense why this shit is crackling like this. Sorry, I apologize for the boring me trying to fix my crackling ass microphone. But it will be fixed tomorrow because I will be finding some new ones, I guess. Thought it was just Michael's microphone, but I guess I didn't check mine as closely enough as I should have. So, all right, well, I apologize. I guess I'm just going to have to deal with it for tonight. Or I guess you guys are going to have to deal with it because I'm not going to sit here and listen to myself crackle. So I apologize for the crackly mic. It bums me out. So, but, you know, hey, live and learn, right? We're trying. Yeah. All right. So, I'll try and just stay at a nice, even pace. So maybe that doesn't help make me crackle. So, okay. So we got the small courtroom. And we've got Mr. Benzo Bukhenik on the stand. This is just some drudgery of testimony. Oh my God. It was rough. I mean, this was rough testimony. And I'm going to speed it up to 1.5. Well, let's listen to him first. Let's get a sense of the real Erie. Let's start off here from, pretty early in there.
And about what time were you going to leave your home? What did you
So this is
I left my home probably around 8:50, and I know I arrived to the Canton Police Department approximately 9:15 in the morning.
So I mean, and we know this guy is not that smart. He's not a very brilliant person. He just isn't. It's unfortunate, but yeah, he's not very bright. But man, he's medicated on this thing. Holy crap. dude is medicated.
Did you know the address where the person was found in the snow?
At that time, I learned the address once we got to the police department, but it.
Okay, so you see, so we're gonna speed up so we can go through some of this crap because it was crap. All right, so basically, he just talks about the thing. Now, it's come out today that it doesn't sound like Proctor is going to be called to the stand. There is not going to be Trooper Proctor testifying for the Commonwealth in this case. And that is going to lead to possibly some issues as to, one, how do you get the text messages, the Proctor text messages in, if the defense calls Proctor, then they're going to have to because you can't ask leading questions on direct. So if someone is your witness, then you have to have them declared a hostile witness in order for you to ask them leading questions. So you're going to be hamstrung. And I know Bev is not going to want to call to make him a hostile witness. She's not going to want to do that at all. So you have a problem. You have a big issue with how do you get the text messages and how do you get Bev to either call him a hostile witness or right. So the testimony today is to try to get everything in that they can without needing Proctor. And you'll see a little bit later without saying that Proctor is the lead investigator.
He proceeded to the Good Samaritan Hospital because based on information and his injuries, I need to see.
So, okay, so we go through their morning. He
injuries that I observed to that region, sick to me, through my training experience. I took that as a subject.
Not to any medical observations, but just you as that moment.
Sure. I'd ask you not to give your personal.
So no medical opinions. Yeah.
Series of cuts and bruises to the right arm, which extended
now we're
from
talking about
approximately
bruising.
Forearm up to the mid tricep area of Mr.
This is at 1.5 speed, guys. This is at 1.5 speed.
On the exterior of the arm. There was no other injury or mark.
This sounds like somebody talking at a normal pace, but this is on 1.5 speed.
On the interior or inside of the arm. There was also a bruise on that same arm on the back of the hand. It was light in color. It wasn't a profound discoloration as the eyes appeared to me. There were also injuries to abrasion or cut scrapes to the knee, I believe. Which knee? The right knee.
So, okay, so we got that. Let me see if all right, so we're trying to get someone. I'm trying to see if maybe somebody has this a little more. If we got some sections maybe where we can see what's happening. No, I guess not. All right, we'll stay here then for a minute. All right, so then we kind of go through their morning. He keeps saying we.
Together all day.
You went into
from me
side?
Yes.
Did he ever leave your side?
They also wanted
I'm
to
sure at some point he walked away
try
from
to
me,
talk
but
about the text messages and All right. So wanted to talk about the text chain. Oh, that comes up a little later, doesn't it? Okay, so let's do the shoe first. Okay, so they're trying to introduce evidence. They're trying to introduce the shoe. So he brings in this blue tote, I guess, full of all these things, all this evidence stuff. And you'll see here.
Yes.
Oh my God. Please do not.
Yes, sir.
I know they're not about to do what.
Do you have the gloves, Trooper Benzo?
God.
Yes, I do.
It's time, y'all.
So yeah, so we're gonna do the theater
It's time.
here.
Y'all ready? It's evidence time. He bought a big ass box full of things.
Oh yeah, he's got a big old box full of stuff. So first he pulls out the pants. All right, so the first thing, the pants. Now let's look at when he turns.
There it is. There's a proud
around.
moment.
Thank you.
All right, so pocket. The pocket is completely ripped out of these pants. And so some said, were they like that last year? Well, I don't know. Let's see. And I didn't have a chance to bring this up, so bear with me while I find this. So there was a comparison picture I saw earlier. And it showed last year's testimony and this year's testimony. And of course, it doesn't come up right away, does it? No, of course not. Nope. I should have saved. I meant to bookmark it. Let me make sure I didn't bookmark it. Maybe I did bookmark it. If I was smart, I bookmarked it. But I don't think I'm that smart. I am not that smart. No. All right, let's try. Yes. Okay, so there was people asking, what did it look like last year? And so this was last year. So we've got this is this year, and we can see there's a big rip right here, right? And it's folded over. Well, if you look last year, he's holding it here. You can see that that there is a rip in the pocket. It looks like it's actually being held up there, but you can see that there is a rip. There was a rip last year. And this year, it's just the pocket is flopped over. So I don't think there's anything there. Like, you know, I think it might, if the way it's kind of folded right there, that it's kind of holding on. And this is not, pocket's still kind of folded, but it's not caught. So I think it's just kind of the way it came out last year. So I don't think there's anything there. So, okay, so we get the stupid pants out. All right, so we got the pants. We're showing the pants. Then he's like, do you have the...
Jack.
Did you learn during your conversations with the CERT team and other members of the team that a sneaker was found at 34 Fairview?
All right,
Yes,
so now we're doing the sneaker.
Yes, I have.
And you mentioned when you were at the hospital, there was a sneaker? One?
Yes.
This is a sneaker that was on John's body.
So
Remember,
this
we have a poll
is
about the one that was found.
The jury is sitting there. It's the trial. And this is supposed to be the sneaker that's found at the hospital. This is the hospital's sneaker.
By the search team.
Let's see.
Now we're here. Gloves are on.
Is it really a hospital sneaker?
Let's see what this
Or-
sneaker looks like
see what
compared
this
to the
says.
one from the CERT team.
Let's see what
see the
they
bottom?
Was that
say.
the sneaker that was at the hospital when you visited Mr. O'Keefe?
No, so this is the sneaker from 34 Fair.
Can I have
Wait,
that?
what? That's
The jury is sitting there and they get the sneaker from 34 Fairview, not the one from the hospital.
No, so this is the sneaker from 34 Fair.
Can I have
wait,
that?
what? That's the sneaker that we saw the other day. 34 Fairview, correction.
Is that a left or a right sneaker, sir?
This is the left sneaker. Excuse me, this is the right sneaker from 34 Fairview Road, Kansas.
Sure. If you could put the sneaker back in bag and let Mr. Brennan bring the bag over, please.
So now we have to have a sidebar. We have to have a break. Everybody's got to grab a bag. So,
Well, lots of controversy around this sneaker. I thought this is because he's talking about evidence that was recovered from the hospital, or at least,
troopers
this
got-
line of questioning is about that. So it's interesting that this is the same sneaker that we saw from the CERT team already. So they're showing that again.
Right.
Very, very interesting. Yes, guys, the audio in court is not the best. I do have the audio booster on, so it is at its best ability. And we're going to just, build it as you fly it and, go with what we do have. So shout out again to Lauren with the $5 super chat. Shout out to Kamala who gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Kamala, for helping us grow the community. If you received a membership from Kamala, please say thank you. I think I wrote it down.
Then-
People that have received memberships from Kamala.
so then they have to take the morning break because they have to figure this out. They take,
Will
and
include
let's see
Jimmy,
if,
Becca, Lacey, TB, and Marine. It's not, thank you. Update that amount in a second. But she also as well gets sent out petty include. She's having a good week, guys. It really means a lot when you contribute to the stream, participate in the stream, like the stream, comment, whatever you're doing. I really appreciate all the.
Great, and is able to move forward smoothly. These things happen when you have a lot of evidence. You don't need to watch a social media so we'll take a half an hour just to make sure that everybody is great and is able to move forward smoothly. These things
so they're going to take a half-hour break.
we will
They're going to have
see
to take a half-hour break.
All rise, please. Here's closing open call meeting.
They send one member of the defense, they send one member of the prosecution out to figure this out because all of a sudden.
Okay, they're
now
taking their morning
you've
recess.
got
It is
the-
10:43 a.m. Eastern
the
Standard Time. They will be back probably around 11:10.
you got the
So let me mute it
duplicate
before Jesse
things.
blows our
So
ears
then
off.
Discussing.
He's likely going to be opening up all of those bags. I wonder
So
what
now
else
they
he's got.
seem they got the right shoe. They figured it out.
Alexi looks amazing for his age.
Discussing Mr. O'Keefe's sneaker that you retrieved from the Good Samaritan Hospital?
Yes, sir.
Would that be his right sneaker?
It would be his right sneaker.
Do you have that sneaker with you today?
I do.
And discussing Mr. O'Keefe's sneaker that you retrieved.
So now we get the sneaker out. We get the bag. Gotta put the
Is
gloves
that the
back
sneaker you
on.
retrieved from the Good Samaritan Hospital?
This sneaker looks brand new.
It is.
I mean,
I'd move that into evidence, please.
Okay, any objection, Mr. Jackson? All right.
you see the
Okay.
and I know it's hard. It's not a completely high def feed. It's not, but that sneaker looks brand freaking new. It does.
Right sneaker is hospital sneaker.
So then we get to
Trooper Bukhenik, there are 2 more items. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Trooper Bukhenik, there are 2 more items that you retrieved of John O'Keefe's clothing from the Good
2 more
Samaritan Hospital. Did
items.
you bring those 2 items with you?
Well, there's actually more items because it was visibly dirty last year, and the pictures show it visibly dirty, and there's blood stains on it, and that looks like a damn fresh, out of the box sneaker. It's weird. There's also, he's got other items of clothing. He's got a hat. He's got underwear. He's got other stuff, but
Yes, sir.
we talk about the only.
Butcher paper to dry.
Yes, they are.
Were they ultimately bagged and put into evidence?
Yes, they were.
And did you bring Mr. O'Keefe's T-shirt?
Yes, I did.
Is it placed in an object so it can...
So this year they decide they're going to memorialize the T-shirt in like you'd take a Tom Brady jersey if you were a Patriots fan.
What the fuck?
Exactly. What is this? What is this?
What is this?
Could you show the back as well, Trooper?
It's a plexiglass?
They put it in a plexiglass thing and flattened it down.
Of course.
All right. So then we get now one of the theories is the sweatshirt. The sweatshirt, as it's hanging out, they call it a light or a thin sweatshirt, right? It was just a thin sweatshirt that they had. Well, what some folks are saying is you put it in this plexiglass thing, it does not look as thin or as thick as it actually was, because they keep saying it's a thin sweatshirt. Well, when people were seeing it, they're like, that's a pretty thick sweatshirt. It's got, you got a lot going on with that sweatshirt. It's more substantial than they're saying. If they put it in the plexiglass piece, it might not look as thick. It looks a little thinner. So, yep. No, we do. Let's get some other reactions to this. All right, let's see. Let's get the sneaker gate first.
This is the other sneaker.
Trooper, is that the sneaker that was at the hospital when you visited Mr. O'Keefe?
No, sir. This is the sneaker from 34 Fair.
What?
Can I have that marked?
What?
No, look at Bev. Look at Bev. I didn't see this before. Look at Bev's face. She's like, that's the sneaker we had yesterday.
What?
Is that a left or a right sneaker, sir?
I thought the sneaker yesterday was 34 Fairview.
Mm-hmm.
This is the left sneaker. Excuse me, this is the right sneaker from...
No, it is. It's totally a manipulation. It's just another tactic. Brennan's got a lot of gall to say that the defense plays games because he is the gamest game player ever.
Well, what the fuck did you put into evidence yesterday?
Trooper, is that the sneaker that was at the hospital when you visited Mr. O'Keefe?
I backed it
No,
up.
sir. This is the sneaker from 34 Fair.
What?
All right, so that's there is Emily. Let's see Brandy. I gotta see Brandy's reaction. We haven't seen much Brandy in this, so
That's the left one.
all right, so
Yes, sir.
This is the left sneaker. This is the sneaker.
The sneaker that was at the hospital. Trooper, is that the sneaker that was at the hospital when you visited Mr. O'Keefe?
No, sir. This is the sneaker from 34 Fair.
Can I have that?
look, so Bev looks exactly like, and then he just goes on. Hank just goes on. He goes, "Oh, can I have that marked?" And it's like, you can see Bev knew immediately. Bev knew immediately that something was amiss. And he's like, "Oh, can I have that marked?" And then it's like, and then there's more going on in the background. They're like, "What?"
Trooper, is that the sneaker that was at the hospital when you visited Mr. O'Keefe?
And if you look here, we've actually got the reaction here. Watch Leslie. Leslie just popped up. He popped his head up. Now they're moving around. Now they're like, wait a minute.
What, is that a left or a right sneaker, sir?
This is the left.
Jackson's up. He already knows. He already knows. They're already had it. Yeah. Oh, I think so. I think this okay. The feed over here is a little bit ahead of the other feed. So you gotta kind of take it for granted here. So
Could I have
No, sir. This is the sneaker from 34 Fair.
could I have that marked?
they will, yeah. That I noticed that the other day with that feed showing the
Is that a
defense.
left or a right sneaker, sir?
This is the left sneaker. Excuse me. This is the right sneaker from.
Crazy.
From.
Yeah, it's different than the one yesterday.
Sure. If you could put the speaker back in the bag and let Mr. Brennan bring the bag over, please.
Yep. Yep, get this figured out.
Sidebar.
So I think Brandy actually shows us yesterday's.
I'm still obsessing over the phone, to be honest.
Guys, please, close your notebooks, follow me.
Yeah, it looked like Brandy was going to show us the testimony from yesterday. There's the sneaker in the snow.
That should be.
And you can, yeah.
Well, let me get the better picture.
I don't need to have them.
No, I had,
But did you want to give me those text messages?
All of that, I think.
I know she was showing that. She showed yesterday's. She showed the Trooper Keith pulling the sneaker out yesterday. I know I saw that. Yep, there we go. Okay.
You know, Turkey.
Did she show the bag from yesterday?
And then also.
If you could place it.
Yeah, look at that. Look at the bag. Look at the bag. Ah. Look at the bag. There's red tape on that bag. Okay, now let's look at the bag from yesterday. Or from today where he cuts that open. What is all the yellow on there? That's a completely different bag, but it's supposed to be the same shoe. What is going on? So he pulls this bag up. Whoa.
I have seen
I
this.
have the court's permission.
And we got all this over here. This is the bag from yesterday.
Let's get Trooper Connor Keith back.
Where's all the yellow?
Item that you found that night?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
If you could place it back in the bag.
Oh, so you found that one?
Yes.
Trooper Connor.
Where's all the yellow?
Let's get.
That is two completely different bags. Holy
And the
crap.
defense has seen this more than I have. So my relative surprise that they're not objecting. The defense, if they thought it was an issue, would bring it up. I don't.
Hospital when you visited Mr. O'Keefe?
No, sir. This is the sneaker from 34 Fair.
What?
Could I have that marked?
What?
Unbelievable.
What?
Is that a left or a right sneaker, sir?
I thought the sneaker yesterday was 34 Fairview.
Coming over,
All
but
right,
did you want to
so-
give me those text messages or no?
All right, so now we got the
Well,
now we
but
got the t-shirt.
I'm not going to
thing. Let's
speculate
see
more
what
about it because, well, They sorted it.
Yeah, nobody brings it up. Nobody brings it up afterwards. There's nobody that brings it up. The defense doesn't bring it up. The prosecutor doesn't bring it up. Nobody brings up the weirdness with the bag, the evidence, nothing afterwards. So,
oh, the shirt's in plastic. Interesting.
Could you show the back as well, Trooper?
What even is that?
That's interesting. When did you do that?
Thank you.
Mr. Brennan, could you help assist? the court
If he's
with-
wearing that sweatshirt, I mean, I guess when they're working on him, but that shirt is completely messed up for somebody that just laid in the snow all night. Anyway, this freaking trial. All right, so then we got this. So then now we got the sweatshirt.
I saw a couple of you asking about the shirt being bright on the lawn. The shirt was under this hoodie, which is also sealed into plastic.
I can do
Show the
that.
backside.
It's still weird. So, but yeah, you can't. You get it this flat. It's almost 2D representation of the sweatshirt. Not even a 3D representation of the sweatshirt anymore. You get a 2D representation of the sweatshirt.
Yes, thank you.
So what are we doing here?
I don't know when they did that.
It's so weird. It's so weird. All right, Andrea. We'll look at Andrea's reaction here. I want to get her reaction to the shoe. Let's see if I can find the shoe. Oh, is this? Sorry. Hang on. I know I'm not sharing yet, but I was looking at last year's. Oh shit. That's right. I was going to look at. Damn it. There was something about the phones too. About when they took possession of the phones, because today they're saying that they took possession of the phones at 9:30, but then last year that didn't even really say that they took custody of the phones until later on in the day. So there's a whole bunch, and I wanted to try and find last year's phone. I wanted to find out what they said about when they took possession of the phones last year. So let's see. Here. Oh, well, let me share. I remembered.
Trooper, is that the sneaker that was at the hospital when you visited Mr. O'Keefe?
No, so this is the sneaker from 34 Fair.
Could I have that marked?
I still love that. Can I have that marked? Well, no, because it's not the right sneaker.
What is that, a left or a right sneaker, sir?
This is the left sneaker. Excuse me, this is the right sneaker from 34 Fairview Road, Kansas.
Sure. I thought we
Back in the bag and let Mr. Brennan bring the bag.
saw that one yesterday. They got them mixed up. They got the bags mixed up. They gave Connor Keefe the one from the hospital, and he's got the one from 34 Fairview.
Oh, right. I didn't look at that. Did they? What shoe is that?
Found that night?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that would be a left shoe. Is that the one from 34 Fairview? Is it? Oh, let's see. When he comes back. Now I'm totally confused. Okay, so that's a left shoe that he's got in his hand. All right, he comes back.
Sneaker that you retrieved from the Good Samaritan Hospital?
Yes, sir.
Would that be his right sneaker?
It would be his right sneaker.
Do you have that sneaker with you today?
Okay, so the left sneaker was 34. So it is on the right. We are on the right side of things. Oh my God. All right, let's see. Give me 1 second. Let me pull that up. All right, day 12.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Show the bottom, asshole.
Trooper,
Show the bottom.
Sneaker that was at the hospital when you visited Mr. O'Keefe?
No, so this is the sneaker from 34.
Could I have that marked?
Show the bottom. Show the bottom. Show the bottom.
What is that, a left or a right sneaker, sir?
This is the left sneaker. Excuse me, this is the right sneaker from.
No, that's the left sneaker. That's the same one. That's a left. No, that's the right sneaker. That is the right sneaker. Okay.
34 Fairview Road, Kansas.
Yes, you are. Sure. If you could put the sneaker back in the bag and let Mr. Brennan bring the bag over, please.
Bro. Your Honor, thanks to the Glarer YouTuber,
I don't think he caught it as much. All right, let's see if he reacts to the crazy. Plastic pieces. I don't know if it's improperly marked in the bag or if it's improperly stored. I have no idea what's going on here. No clue.
the backside.
That's so weird, though. The whole freaking. Anyway. All right. So we get through this crazy crap here. Then we go, let's see. Let's talk about the text message chain because Brennan wants to get in the text messages in this. He wants to get the text messages from Proctor to him in this way. So let me share. Go back.
At some point, did you receive or were you placed on an email chain that included Michael Proctor and others?
I believe it was a text chain.
I'm sorry, a text chain.
Yes.
Were you included on a text chain involving Michael Proctor and others?
Yes, I was.
Did you receive a text or a text chain from Michael Proctor and other people?
Yes, I did.
And when you received a text, do you remember where you were when you received the text chain?
The specific one you're referring to, I was at the Logan Airport working a traffic detail.
When you received that text or text chain, did you respond?
I acknowledged the text. I did not respond through with verbiage.
And during that text chain, did you look at the entire text chain?
No, the text message came through on my Apple Watch as I was controlling traffic. I glanced at it, took part of the information that came through, and acknowledged it with a thumbs up emoji, indicating that I read.
He's saying, I but accepted the text chain. I saw I was at a function. I was doing traffic. I saw this text chain coming in and I wanted to acknowledge it. So and I think it was the nudes one. It says like, I haven't found any nudes yet. He never says on here what text he thumbed up, but hopefully Jackson gets that. But anyway, so let's listen to that again.
Text chain, did you look at the entire text chain?
No, the text message came through on my Apple Watch as I was controlling traffic. I glanced at it, took part of the information that came through, and acknowledged it with a thumbs up emoji, indicating that I read it.
At some point, did you learn everything that was on that text chain?
I looked at part of it. Yeah.
Without that text chain, was there an investigation?
There was.
And during that investigation, you were Michael Proctor's supervisor?
I was.
After the investigation was done, did the state police make any finding against you for that text chain?
Yes, there were 2 sustained findings as a result of that investigation.
Did you initiate that text chain?
No, I don't believe so.
You did react with the thumbs up?
I acknowledged the text
No, I don't believe so.
message that he sent, or portion of the information that came through on my watch.
And the 2 sustained findings against you, were one of them for failure to adequately supervise?
Yes.
And the other, was it regarding a routine or regular review that it didn't consider that text chain? I'll rephrase.
Okay.
That second sustained finding, was it regarding a review of the performance level of Mr. Proctor?
That's correct.
Sustained is twofold.
Was there a second sustained finding?
Yes, it was.
Did it relate to the review process of a subordinate?
Objection. Sustained is twofold.
What was that second sustained finding about?
The accuracy of the review of the quarterly performance evaluation.
You said quarterly. How often would you write reviews for subordinates?
Every 90 days.
Was there any other sustained finding against you?
No.
Was there punishment in light of those 2 sustained findings against you?
There was.
And what was that punishment?
So, yeah, right. No, exactly. Yeah. Why is it connected to your Apple Watch? Oh my God. Why? No. So, yeah, you want to know why these guys are on traffic detail. Let's just see. Massachusetts state employee salary list. Let's see. So we got the University of Massachusetts. That's, let's see, where's the state police at? Department of Public Safety. Here, let's look at 2024 and go. What? Do we have 2023? Oh, come on. All right, have to go somewhere else. Massachusetts State Police. All right, let's see. Oh, and this you got to pay for. Come on. But there's the reason they're out doing traffic is because they get paid they get paid ridiculous amounts of money to go do traffic. they get paid a whole bunch to do traffic. Now, most of it is the, the university system. Obviously, the head basketball coach and stuff like that is going to make a lot of money. But then once you get down into the, I was hoping we could break it down by. And damn it. Anyway, overtime, that's why. It's because they're making $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 a year. Basically. They make a crap ton of money. Hey. So yeah, that's the reason for the that's the reason. Yeah, no, exactly, right? Oh yeah, no, the 211th highest paid Boston cop was $283,000. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. Oh my good Lord. And welcome, April. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Hit the subscribe and like button if you don't mind. It's very helpful. All right, so now we get back to the text chains.
5 vacation days. Do you present?
So he gets 5 vacation days pulled from him. The poor guy.
Oh. I do.
Oh,
Are you currently a sergeant?
I am.
yeah. Plus his 30-year pension. Exactly. Plus his
Have you
30-year
ever reviewed that
pension.
entire chain that was at issue?
Only through the documents provided for me during the internal.
So now, he's even saying that he didn't look at the whole chain earlier, just afterwards. That's, yeah, right. You didn't look at the whole text chain. You basically just thumbed it up as you're going by, just a drive-by thumbing. And then you're deciding, oh, I will, yeah, no, I don't believe that. I don't buy it. I do not buy it. So then they're going to try and
the intricate details of these messages.
Do you remember that photograph?
I don't.
Okay, can you turn the page? Is there text?
Yes, there is.
Without citing the phone numbers, I'd like you to cite the author of the text, and I'd like you to read the text to the jury.
Okay, so more eye rolling for the jury. Brennan hands him a printout of these stupid text messages that Proctor sent. He asked him, I want you to read the text messages. Oh, yeah, I do too. It didn't say, yeah. He needs to be on the stand, whether it's the defense that calls him or the prosecution. Prosecution isn't going to call him. I bet Turtle Boy said today he'd heard that it's not going to happen. So that's, I mean, yeah, you got a decision to make as a defense. So he hands him a piece of paper. He says, I want you to read the author of the text and then read the text.
Do you want me to date it in time or no?
Sure.
August 17th, 2022, 9:44 p.m., 25 seconds. Funny, I am going through his retarded client's phone.
I'd like you to read all of them, please.
Next one, no nudes so far. I hate that man. I truly hate him.
Hey, can you give the author for each comment? And can you start again, because I want us to understand.
Pay attention.
I want you to read the author, start again, read who the author of the text is.
Can you repeat that?
The author, whoever makes the comment, I'd like to have the name of the author.
I'm sorry, this document does not identify who the author is, sir.
So he gives him a document to read the stupid text. wants him to read who the author is, but the author is not on the paper that he gave him.
Yes.
Here's the wrong shoe. Here's the wrong shoe.
It identifies this as your phone,
That is, yes.
but each comment doesn't identify who sent it.
No, it does not. I assume it's an extraction from one device, but
I see. If you've made any of the comments yourself, would you tell us?
if I made those comments,
So if you make any of them in here, I should read them. Will you point out if you?
absolutely, yes.
Okay. And if you don't know who made the comment, can you just identify that for us as you read it so we know?
Okay, do you want me to continue the next page?
Why don't we start over because I should have been more clear in my direction. Could you begin again?
So in the beginning, it says, "Funny, I'm going through his retarded client's phone."
Is that your comment?
No, it is not.
Okay, next.
It appears to be the same
God.
person because of the way
This
that
is
the
just-
extraction happens, and it says no nudes.
And this is on 1.5 speed, and he is talking so slow. I mean,
So far, again, I believe it's the same person because all of these are identified as sent. It says, "I hate that man. I truly hate him."
yeah, we know it's the same person. It's freaking Proctor.
Do you have any belief that's Michael Proctor who was writing these?
Yes, I believe that is.
Next, please.
Retarded client.
Yeah,
There's
Hey, I call
blank
him
page.
Benzo Bukhenik, or I said it. Oh, it came out. I was trying to, but Benzo Bukhenik. That's what I've been calling him all day because
That's
he
the
acts like he is on benzos.
Retarded.
Like he is severely medicated before he came to testify. All right, so then we get more. We get a bunch of videos. That this is the kind of the last hour of his testimony is a bunch of videos. This is all like the night before. Now he supposedly, this is when she backs out, hits the car, I believe, right there, hits his car.
Karen backs her car into John's car.
You stop, please. Do you notice anything about the right rear taillight?
He's trying to say that this right here is the right rear taillight being busted out. However, I don't know. Pictures, especially low resolution pictures, as we learned, like I said the other day, as we learned in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. You remember watching Kyle Rittenhouse? There was a whole bunch that came up at the end of that trial. And it was one of the reasons I think that he was acquitted was the expert on photographs testified that low resolution cameras add pixels to them to try and make, especially when you zoom in. So him trying to say that this is a white thing, I mean, it's all of these lights that you see, all of these reflections and everything are all, some of it is pixels being added by the software to give you a full.
In that video.
Yes.
What do you notice?
It's showing white and is missing the red taillight cover lens.
As they zoom in more.
Continue, and I'm going to ask you to stop in a second. Stop, please. Do you notice anything about that still of that video?
I
Yes,
mean,
it's consistent with its appearance of missing that red taillight lens.
Now that picture, maybe you can make an argument, but I think it's still for the jurors to say. And yeah, nobody ever looked at John's car. You are correct. No one ever looked at John's car. No one ever looked for damage on his car. There's reports that there was a car repairman at the house like the next day. So, yeah, exactly. No reports to any, and no one checked that out. No one looked at it. So now we get more videos. We get videos of them indicting. I don't know if they show, but they show the guy driving up. I think they showed him trying to pull out of the driveway. See, same thing here. This is.
View the dash cam from this footage at 8.
I mean, you got all this snow and everything. I don't know that you can.
You shared with us that you can take that down, please. You shared with us that after
Oh, yeah.
somewhere around 3:15, you went to Dayton?
No, exactly.
And you shared your observations when you got out of your truck and walked towards the car.
Yes.
Was there any difference between the damages that you've seen in the video?
Let's
the
see if we
photograph,
can
and
find
what
that
you
one
saw
again.
That morning? That car that was in the back.
Yes.
In the back.
I don't think this is me. Oh, shit.
That car that was in the back.
Yes.
And who?
Karen backs her car into John's car.
Can you stop, please? Shut for a second, please. Could you continue? And I'm going to that video.
Yes, it's consistent with its opinion.
In the driveway, please.
Yeah, especially when she hits the brakes, you can definitely see it's all red on the ground. But again, it's the software is going to fill that in too. So the software is going to kind of fill in that bottom, that red on the pavement too, or the snow. I guess it's reflecting on the snow now. Okay, so then we try and do the same thing that they did in the last trial, which is count all the drinks, count all the, okay, she got a shot here and a shot there, and here a shot, there a shot, everywhere a shot. So, yeah. Oh, I know, because he said it was cracked. That's right. He said it was cracked on the stand exactly last time. So, yeah, so this kind of gets shut down.
Here, the defendant is
A little bit.
handed a shot.
Stop, please. Okay.
Right there.
I think we'll just have to play it and you'll have to speak as you're watching it. It doesn't look like it can be stopped. Sorry, Ms. Gilman.
The empty one after it's poured into the new cocktail glass. So that's drink number 4.
And then, so this does kind of get.
Yes, he is. And he puts it in his back pocket.
He picks his cell phone up. He puts his cell phone in his back pocket.
A shot glass is picked up by one of the patrons, and the defendant retrieves it from him and places it back on the bar.
And I think of
4 shot glasses. 2 are on the bar top now. She retrieves 2 more. Mr. O'Keefe and the defendant are getting ready to leave. The defendant's holding.
Okay, yeah, here we go. This is.
Here, the 4 shot glasses are redistributed.
Yep, I think.
Pours it into her drink. She does not consume it from the shot glass.
Okay, I'll strike that.
Yeah, so AJ, eventually the defense says, you can't be doing this. There's a lot of stuff that
Defendant
that he's trying to decipher what she's doing when you can't even see what's going on. And then when they come back.
Next slide.
Yeah, it's getting late, and the jury members haven't eaten yet. Oh, Hanky. Oh, Hanky. All right, guys, I've been a little busy. Be back here. I just look to your email, all of the winners.
So when they come, they basically have a sidebar, and I think they Yep, let's see.
How many drinks have been served to the defendant at this point?
7.
Objection, Your Honor. I'm going to sustain the objection.
Next slide.
So she's actually striking some of this too. Oh yeah, no, exactly. Well, and then they yeah, I'm not yeah, it seems like there's a lot of that going on. It seems like there's 7 or 8 hours later, it's not even an accredited forensic lab. So anyway, so they go to lunch, they come back, they try and do the second part of this video, and then they basically just end up not being able to comment much on it.
You provide that.
So
ring
I think
is that the same clothing that you found at Good Samaritan Hospital when you went to visit?
Yes, it is.
The baseball hat. Did you have an opportunity?
The side salad. Yeah, I love it. Yes.
You and the group found on February 3rd.
Man, I know. They better have snacks or something up there because they get enough of those damn things. All right, so then we get.
Approach, Your Honor.
Yes.
then we get what we've all waited for. Because I mean, oh my God, this was so frustrating to listen to this in real time, which I did this morning. Because as soon as he started, I'm like, man, this guy is medicated. This guy, and I even put up a couple of posts here. Let's see. Yeah, Benzo Bukhenik is one of the most. Oh, I don't want to promote my tweet. Stop. One of the most loathsome people in the world. He needs to be brought down a peg or two. Yes, he does. Because that guy was, that was awful. I mean, it was just awful and slow and yeah. All right, so let's get into cross-examination. Let's do some Emily cross-examination because she's always fun. And go.
Friends?
Oh, for the rest. So basically they
engage in hugs and
they did an hour.
Greetings.
Let's see. I can tell you. It was from 4:59 till they quit at 6:39. So it was an hour and 40 minutes today that they did cross. And he's not even close to being done. He's not even close.
This
We'll let the waterfall bar videos play.
All right. So
Let's
we
get
did
it started.
Cross-examination. And basically the first thing he wants to admit, he wants to get him
He was
to
the
admit
case agent.
Is he was the lead guy. He was the lead agent.
Of leadership on that team, correct? Everybody's not just an equal, co-equal, correct?
We might have different duties, responsibilities, but some teams have equal rank. Yeah.
But there's going to be a team leader, right? That's a military phrase, team leader.
Roger. Don't
yes,
fuck
there
with
is
Alan.
a team leader in the Marine Corps.
Wasn't he in the Air
rifle platoon,
Force?
but not every team has a leader.
No, some teams have coaches.
Did the team in this case, in this investigation, have a leader? Someone who was assigned as the lead case agent. Not just another officer, not just another.
Alan's not asking this because he wants the answer, Chad. He's not asking this because he wants the answer that every team has a leader. He wants the answer of this dude tap dancing around the word leader. That's the important. The questions at this point aren't for the true answer. They're a case agent. The more he does the cha-cha, the more this question is still going to get asked.
Other detective, but the lead case agent.
The case officer for the investigation was Michael Proctor.
But you don't want to say lead case agent or case officer.
So where have we seen this before? Well, let's see. In the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, one of the postings from this trial, Commonwealth versus Karen Reed, Superior Court Criminal Action, memorandum of decision and order on defendant's motion to dismiss. So this is a response to a motion to dismiss. The lead investigator in the matter, Massachusetts State Police Trooper Michael Proctor, took possession of requested CPD videos of Salport in February 2022, but did not turn it over to the prosecutors. The lead investigator. Okay, so is that the only time? No, of course not. This is the trial board finding from 2 months ago, March 19th, 2025. This occurred when Trooper Proctor, while assigned as the lead investigator, and then the second act, which he got in trouble for, was this occurred when Trooper Proctor, while assigned as the lead investigator, well, yeah, no worries. Yeah, thanks for coming and hanging out. But yeah, so this is This guy is the lead investigator. But we go back and forth for 30 minutes, probably 20 minutes to argue.
To that billet as case officer.
Billet?
Your responsibility as the
Right back. Wait, one
supervisor
second.
over this particular case officer is, or any other case officer that you might have, or any other trooper that you might have under your supervision. Your responsibility in no small part is
Thank
to
you for everyone in the chat who
supervise
said
the individuals
billet
under
means
your
assignment.
command to ensure that the case is adequately investigated. It's properly investigated. That's part of your role as a supervisor, correct?
Is one of my many responsibilities, yes.
It's partly because
So a number of you have said billet being military term for assignment. Is he trying to like big dog him right now with the military lingo? Or am I reading into it? Because what we're doing is trying to help the jury understand, not to fight with Jackson.
you have more experience, I'm guessing, than the people under your charge. Is that right?
Certainly in my position, but there are many instances where a sergeant might have less experience than a well-seasoned trooper that's been in the office for 15 to 20 years. So
Fair enough. Fair enough. Part of the responsibility that you have as a supervisor is to make sure
Why
that
are we
the
fighting
case
on this?
is properly investigated. Supervision. It to make sure that the highest levels of integrity and those demands are met in any investigation that you work on.
if there was a question of integrity, those individuals would not be part of an investigation.
That includes knowing.
How do you give that answer on the stand? Knowing what you know. Of integrity, those individuals would not be part of the investigation. Those words are going to come back to haunt him. That is my prediction. Because he knows that Proctor was fired. The jury doesn't know why yet. They can surmise at this point, but they don't know why yet. Oh boy.
Obviously, what your subordinates are doing.
During the conduct of the investigation, during the process of us investigating a crime, yes, we know what is going on because every bit of information that comes in needs to be shared, and we need to make sure the whole team is aware of all the evidence and information that is available to us at the time.
You want to make sure that. I'm going to use a colloquial phrase. You keep tabs on those who are reporting to you.
Available to us at the time.
You want to make sure that. I'm going to use a colloquial phrase. You keep tabs on those who are reporting to you. Correct? What are they doing? What are they engaged in? When are they coming and going? Who are they interviewing? Things of that nature. Basic investigative things. Correct?
For the most part, you can't track every single person. All the time,
But you write reports,
this is
check
a
in, you
very
debrief, you brief.
Serious line of work. A lot depends on it. We speak for those that can no longer speak for themselves, so we do our best.
You're on the text thread. Sorry,
correct?
integrity, honor.
That's a lot there. Can you repeat that, please? Maybe one section at a time?
Sure. If you don't properly supervise your subordinates in an investigation, failing to properly supervise them could increase the chances that mistakes are made. Isn't that right? That's why
Yes, that is one possibility.
Okay, let's break it down. It also increases chances that there could be
Now
inherent
it's time
biases
for the
that are
breakdown.
seeping into the case that you want to make sure doesn't happen, correct?
Sir, are you running your answer through every possibility, knowing what you were disciplined for and knowing what Trooper Proctor was fired for? Because it seems like your brain is running a gauntlet instead of answering the question. It's like your brain is running a gauntlet. Cross-examination.
Damn it, I'm muted. Shit. I did it to not crinkle the glass. Okay, yep, here we go.
But it might be a...
So, Sergeant, I'm going to ask you to do
For
your best to
admonishment.
answer the question that's asked.
Yes, Your Honor.
So basically,
permission to lose.
Yeah, let's go back a little bit.
So, I think you're reason about what the proper hand gesture.
Probably before that, since there was a documentation of us getting notified of the incident.
At 10:41, let me just ask it.
Don't make us have a whole debate
Straightforward,
about what the proper hand gesture is for a phone, because my team and I went round and round about this over the weekend. So I think you're reason the old school, how to make a call, is making a phone call.
Let's get to the point. At 10:41 a.m., you called the medical examiner's
There we
office to
go.
inform
Yes.
them that Mr. O'Keefe, quote, was struck in the face with a cocktail glass, or at least appeared to be, correct?
That is in part what I advised the medical examiner's office, where they are responsible for the medical portion of...
Objection, Your Honor. May we approach briefly?
Okay.
Yeah. So every answer is this long-winded answer that's got to get, as much.
So, Sergeant, I'm going to ask you to do
For
your best to
admonishment.
answer the question that's asked.
Yes, Your Honor.
I appreciate that Jackson went to sidebar for that instead of just doing it in front of the jury. It's strategic.
Yep.
Like the comments. I'm sure you're not. The comments are strategic. Oh no. It's don't threaten me with a good time. This is just all magic. Just all magic.
Sweatshirt and the orange T-shirt that we saw entered into evidence.
So now we get
Today,
into
correct?
the evidence collection.
You talked about finding that
bailiff's
evidence
glasses are so
at Good Samaritan Hospital. Is that right?
That is where it was seized from, yes.
You described it as being on the floor, correct?
So, this just gets into how horrible this freaking, it's just how horrible everything is. They don't, how they don't document anything. So let's see. So they talk about the red pieces of taillight that keep getting found. And so they go over and they search. So let's just...
I don't have a memory of it. It could have happened. I just don't have a memory.
The reality, Sergeant, is that no report was written about any of these searches until November 4th, 2023.
God, that's so
correct?
That could be a...
Yeah, so they basically searched, found red pieces of taillight, and then wrote a report about it 18 months later. So let's go because we got to. I'm trying to find it here. Because Emily freaks out.
I mean, even if it was raining, would it
Were
just be in the
did you
report?
write a report? I'm gonna combine these into all 3 dates together.
Mm-hmm.
Did you write any report? Actually, I won't do that. Let me ask him individually. Did you write any report about your search on the 3rd?
Mm-hmm. This is the 3rd of February. 29th is when this happens. They do a search on the 3rd of February and find pieces of taillight.
Somebody authored a report. I'm not
Did you? I'm asking about you.
I can't. There's over 100 reports. So I'd have to take a look which report documents.
I really do just picture police departments all over the country playing this cross-examination and be like,
This
okay,
is great too.
If you don't want to do this, let's talk about policies and procedures. We're not just being picky when we have all these rules about evidence and we call you in and say, where the fuck is your report? You don't do this. Like, don't do just put it on the TV. Hey, y'all, don't do this.
It's my activity that day.
Do you remember, as you sit here, authoring a report about your conduct or your activity on February 4th, the next day?
I don't have a memory of it, no.
Do you have a memory of authoring a report yourself about your conduct on February 10th, your activity on February 10th?
I don't have a memory of it. It could have happened. I just don't have a memory.
The reality,
is there a report,
Sergeant, is that
because reporter, it didn't
report
happen.
Was written about any of these searches.
Reporter, it didn't happen. It's like Pixar, it didn't happen in the Instagram age. Report or it didn't happen. You're law enforcement. Report or it didn't happen. How many of you in the chat work in a job where literally reporter, it didn't happen? This isn't just law enforcement.
Oh, it gets bad here. This is one
We're
of
not
the
talking
worst.
about TPS reports. Report or it didn't happen.
Imagine being the jury. Imagine being the jury and you hear this, what's coming up. Imagine
On
what they
February
have
4th.
to be
Back to this up a little bit.
I don't have a memory of it, no.
Do you have a memory of authoring a report yourself about your conduct on February 10th, your activity on February 10th?
I don't have a memory of it. It could have happened. I just don't have a memory.
The reality, Sergeant, is that no report was written about any of these searches until November 4th, 2023. Correct?
That could be possible, yes.
So literally.
And the answer is, well, yeah, that could be possible. And I mean, I want to slow this down to normal speed. Benzo Bukhenik here.
Correct?
Yes.
That could be possible, yes.
So literally.
The FBI!
17 months later.
February 2022.
And they don't write a report until November
of 2020. Fred, I am on a roll, Cat. What? Do I not remember this? That could be possible. That could be possible. It can't be possible if you're following procedure. It can't be possible if you're following. Absolutely not. We would have documented it within the words that were used earlier.
Which you've testified.
Yes.
So literally the documentation, 2023.
God, that's so
correct.
Bad. That could be possible, yes.
So literally the documentation of these 3 searches about which you've testified today, the documentation did not exist until, what is that math, 17, 18 months later?
Too much.
That is not true. Each bag that the evidence went into was documented, the time, location, who recovered it, where it was recovered, and brief description of the items that were recovered from the scene.
And by the way, we're going to get to that in a second, the evidence bags.
Okay, sir. Okay.
A report is designed
Fred
to
is
memorialize
distressed.
exactly what happens, when it happens, why it happened, who is.
Okay, so if all of that is true, and if all of that is true, why go write a report 18 months later then? What's the need for the report if, as you say, it's already done? If you don't need a report and it's all memorialized on the evidence bags when it was collected, who did it, where it was, which we've seen is bullcrap because it's not. Why go back and write the report 18 months later?
There, what time it happened, things of that nature, correct?
That is one of the purposes, or some of the purposes behind the report, absolutely. Yes.
And the report in this case that documented these 3 searches involving you, Trooper Proctor, I think Trooper DeChico, even
Yeah, it is.
Ken
It's
PD
shocking.
officers, there was no memorialization in a report until nearly 18 months later. Is that right?
It's possible, yeah. We write reports
Does
at
your
different
department
times.
have like
We write reports all the time. We write. Listen to this.
It's possible, yeah. We write reports
does
at
your
different
department
times.
have like operating
I want
procedures?
to ask you about this February 4th.
Do you always
We write reports all the time. 18 months later, even we write the reports. Oh my God!
What is my
3 or 4 days after,
doing?
5 days after, 6 days after, NPD recuses itself.
So then we get a little bit into the weeds. They talk about Higgins. They talk about
on which day, sir?
February 4th.
Chiefs. They talk about the chief. So he doesn't. It kind of ends talking about Chief Berkowitz
had been
of
conflicted from the case, at least in part, because of as you.
which I don't think this isn't the strongest of stuff. The confliction of the Norfolk, and Canton PD. That's what I meant to say. Canton PD. The exclusion of the Canton PD. I think it's it's important, but I don't think it's super duper important. But yeah, there is still a ton of territory to get into tomorrow, and I think just oh yeah, there was another really good.
Some of these search warrants could not be authenticated. I don't know what these documents were. I didn't read them.
So then they go. That's right. When they're basically back at the beginning of Cross, they argue for 15 minutes about Trooper Proctor not being the lead guy, and then he takes him through
warrant ending in 1-0
evidence. Report
Don't.
after report.
How long is
after,
this taking as part of the magic? You're not the case agent.
Search warrant
It is
after search
incredibly
warrant.
effective.
It's all Trooper Proctor's name on it.
and Michael Proctor from his custody and control to the crime lab, correct?
That's who signed the form.
So the things that, according to the form at least, and your experience with forms of this nature, it was
That's
Michael
who signed
Proctor
the
who
form.
possessed and controlled those items before they were turned over to the Massachusetts State. I'm sorry, to the.
Yeah. So let's go here.
This is not all of how to do a cross, but
And of that search warrant, correct?
Again,
Of that search warrant, correct?
I
Jackson
hate
also
to
doesn't
do this to
care.
you, but
No, I don't think you do.
some of these search warrants could not be authenticated. I don't know what these documents were. I didn't read them, so I can't tell you that he was the author. Like what you presented, I can't speak to.
You just made my point. Even as a supervisor, you don't know everything Michael Proctor was doing, do you?
No, it's impossible to know everything somebody was doing.
Got
it. So, yeah, just, equivocating.
Bye. For the Commonwealth. I'm sure the defense has planned for that possibility and is going to. They can make the decide. They can make the
Tomorrow's
decision
going to
later.
be interesting. Now, what? If Proctor is not going to testify, then this cross-examination is one of the most important ones, especially from the investigation side of it. Getting everything that you need to from the cross-examination in is truly important, especially if Proctor is not called by the prosecution, which it looks like he's not going to be. It looks like Proctor is not going to be called. It looks like, let me see if I can find it. I thought that Aiden had posted that who was not going to be testifying, which it's an entire list of. It is an entire list of people that is not going to be testifying, and it's Proctor and Seraph, who's one of the officers that said he did not hear the "I hit him, I hit him, I hit him." It doesn't sound like Good is going to testify. I don't think Lank is going to testify. Proctor's not going to testify. Possible that Brian Albert does not testify. Colin Albert is not going to testify. Julie Albert's not going to testify. So there was a lot of people that testified that were at the house last year. Like Julie Nagel's not going to testify. Supposedly, this is all the people. Like it's sounding like they're going to have Bukhenik. I know that they sent out a subpoena to someone from Ring, which I don't know what they're going to testify to. That's a confusing one there. Then they're going to have their expert. They're not going to have Trooper Paul this time. We're not going to have, the crime scene spoke to me in the pirouettes, which we might still have the pirouette. I don't know. They found some. It's going to be interesting to see who this person is that they found to say that he got hit by a car, because we know that that's not a hit by a car injuries. The injuries she sustained is not a hit by a car injuries. So, and they've got to have a medical examiner, which they're not going to have the Commonwealth's medical examiner who actually did the autopsy. So, yeah, I mean, that's a tough one, because I don't know that you can, without proof that she went in and got access to the system and deleted that, you can't speculate on that. That's way too speculative. Now, who knows? Or they might say that the footage just confirmed that they couldn't find the footage, or, and even if they I guess they could be just trying to put out some kind of thought that maybe that's what happened, that the footage got deleted by her. But I don't know. That's going to be a tricky one. So we'll see what the Ring person does. We'll see who they found to be their construction their accident reconstructionist. That's going to be interesting. Also, I realized today is May 8th. Yesterday was May 7th. What's significant about May 7th? May 7th is the date that we should have the ARCA report back from them rebutting the state's accident reconstructionist. They said they would have the report by May 7th. I'm sure they did. I'm sure ARCA turned that report into Brennan and the state. Of course, we haven't heard anything about it. We won't hear anything about it until they testify. But it would be very cool if we could get a piece, or we could see what that report is before they actually testify about it. Because I have a feeling, I just have a feeling that their accident reconstructionist is probably going to be put to shame by the next one. And we also have not had any testimony yet about the Lexus, infotainment system and all that stuff. So that's got to be coming early next week. yeah, if all those people that they called last time are not going to testify, then the defense does not have a chance to cross them. And so that this, as far as getting in their speculation and their defense, as far as the third party culprit defense, Jen McCabe, Carrie Roberts, and Trooper, Benzo there are going to be a lot of their third party culprit availability, unless the defense calls these people, but then they're hamstrung because they cannot ask them leading questions. So it's tough. It's really tough. And this is a strategy. Now Hank Brennan he's a slimy person, but he is, the hold back as much as you can and don't give the defense a chance to have these people look bad, because last year in that trial, they did look bad. Most of those people that testified last year looked horrible. I mean, they didn't testify well. And I think Brennan knows that. Brennan knows that if he can hold these people back and they don't have to testify, or they have to be called by the prosecution and such, they're not as effective, because we know Bev is not going to declare them all hostile witnesses. So you're going to be hamstrung as they were going to be your witnesses. And then or do you make the case that if the prosecution doesn't call Proctor and the prosecution doesn't call these other people, you make that case in your closing, because the ARCA witnesses are going to be strong. There's going to be very strong witnesses. The rebuttal to the accident reconstruction is from the state is going to be very powerful testimony. Lucky is going to be powerful. So they got some people that they could put on as a defense that are going to be powerful witnesses. I hope they do more than they did last year, because I thought it was a little bit. Dr. Russell is going to be a strong witness. And then you combine those strong witnesses with, hey, the state did not let you hear from the lead investigator in this case. The state did not let you hear from the medical examiner that actually did the autopsy. Why are you not hearing from these people? Reasonable doubt is all you need. And if reasonable doubt is all you need, can you get that reasonable doubt from your witnesses and from pointing out the strategy of the state or the Commonwealth to keep these people out of testifying? I mean, these are very, very talented lawyers. These are very good lawyers. Yeah, no, exactly. I think you have to do that in closing. I hope they get more than having an hour for closing in a case like this is ridiculous, right? You need longer than an hour for closing. You've got to have more than an hour. And if not, then, oh man. Hopefully they give them more than an hour each this time, because I mean, a case this complex, and you're saying, we've been sitting in here for 4 or 5 weeks or whatever, and you're going to surmise this all in an hour. That's just, and she knew what she was doing. Bev knows what she's doing. Bev knows that if Karen Reed is convicted, that most likely this gets overturned. I mean, she's got one foot out the door in retirement. She knows what she's doing. She knows this case is probably going to get overturned, but I don't think she cares. I think it's like, she really does not like this defense team. She really thinks that it's almost like a reverse my cousin Vinny with the judge there, right? Like, here's these big city lawyers coming into our little courtroom, because Norfolk County, yes, it is a suburb of Boston, but it's not Boston. So I don't know. But all right, I think I'm going to leave it there. We'll see. Whoa, somebody had a coughing fit just now. We'll see what the rest of Cross looks like tomorrow, and then the rebuttal, I think, is going to be interesting. Or the re-examination. Brennan does not do a very good job of doing the. It's not recross; it's the re-examination, or he just doesn't do good at rehabilitating his witnesses. He doesn't. So yeah, we'll see. All right, I think I'm going to leave it there for tonight. One of the dogs sounds like they're coughing up a lung. So I'm going to go take them outside, walk around. Yeah, judging by the sirens, it sounds like, there's either fires or what. I don't know what the hell is going on. I think they just do that. They just do that to break up the defense. It seems like it's always when the defense is on the thing. So I think that happens. Yeah, I think that happens on purpose. That's my my conspiracy theory. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, so we should have the whole gang tomorrow. So we'll see. But yes, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for stopping by. Please press the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you can. It really helps. And then I will be doing more work on the show. The actual show, Mistakes Were Made. I'll be doing more work on that this weekend. It's coming along very well. But in the meantime, I'm going to go look for some new microphones because, damn it, I just can't win on microphones. So, all right.